I'm not used to doing this video, so this is just raw footage, hopefully going to do it in one swoop, not too many mistakes. But as I said, the individual I'm going to be talking about is Eileen in this video. And Eileen, I just really hope that this resonates with you and that you wake up and you listen to the things that you say on your channel that really should not be said to anybody. You are renowned for bullying people on YouTube. You are renowned for attacking people on various channels on YouTube. Before you started going live yourself, you would generate your own drama on that person's channel to literally just go into attack mode about anybody that you had an opinion on entering that chat. I actually withdrew from Simon's live chat after a while because I was just fed up of the behaviour that was going on. I still supported Simon in the background, in the comments. I was still a mod for him, and I just give my support quietly. I didn't enjoy the live chats. It was so emotionally highly driven chats at the time, and I saw you attacking people in that chat. People like Ghost of Britain, John Sixth Sense, Mark Smith, which I know we all had our own opinions on, but it's appeared to be a pattern on many channels. And I know that you also attacked me on another channel. That was something that I was already in contact with this channel owner, completely separate to what the chat was about, but it was the first live chat I'd ever been in of his. And that person is John of what was Legacy Paranormal. John, what you didn't know, Eileen, was that John previously subscribed to my channel about a month before that live chat, because he himself keeps tarantulas and scorpions. And I went into that chat because it was the first chat that I had seen of John's. It was the first one that I'd caught him in, because he'd actually said to me of a couple of spider species that he was interested in getting, and I knew of some available for him. So I went into his chat and I said, "Please John, can we talk tarantulas after the live chat is finished?" And you came at me, Eileen, and you said, "Why would we? We hate spiders." But that was before you knew the facts. I was speaking to John directly. He had already subscribed to my channel and I'd already subscribed to his. And if I want to speak to somebody in that live chat, to ask them to have a conversation after that live chat had ended, then that's my entitlement. And personally, I feel that's what you should have done with Brad or Frank's channel, because the same pattern happened there with your rage about being demodded from his channel. You could have simply gone onto that channel. Again, this is just my opinion. You could have gone onto that channel and said, "Frank, please can we have a chat after the live? This is not the place or the time to do it, and I respect that you're talking about the subject that Brad as well is very passionate about, like myself. My passions are animal welfare, very compassionate about animal welfare, very passionate about it. I've spent 9 years myself in the veterinary industry working with animals. I've spent 18, 19 years working all sorts of jobs on farms, going from milking to being a qualified AI technician and other things. So I'm very, very passionate about animal welfare and the 5 freedoms particularly of animal welfare. But that's going to be for another video. I'm not going to go into that here. But that's just another example of the way that I try and express myself through my channel, and if I want to talk to somebody in their channel about a particular subject, I will respect what they're talking about and carry on with the subject in question on that chat. And that is simply what happened. I went into that chat, asked John his question, and you attacked me for asking my question that was just directed to John. So that's just another example of your attacking and bullying behaviour of what you're like on YouTube. And my main concern with your channel is the fact that because you're broadcasting to the public, and I know that we've had many conversations about this, Eileen, in comments, just general comments on various videos, but you've told me not to speak to you, and it's something that I'm afraid needs to be said for the welfare of other people. And many of the people on your channel, because you're broadcasting to the public, anybody can click onto your channel, whether they are a child or not. They can still click onto your channel and listen in the background, whether it's on their phone. Yes, you can put the age restrictions on afterwards, I believe, but it's not suitable for so many souls to be listening to. And I've seen so many vulnerable souls in your live streams, people that suffer with mental health issues themselves, people that suffer with mental health problems like myself, and I could see that when you first started live stream, it was all very positive, all very nice, and yeah, it was quite enjoyable in the beginning. But then you started showing your real self quite early on, Eileen, because I entered your live chat one day, going back to the very beginning, and you called me a bastard for showing me, for me showing you my spider. Now that's not what happened, Eileen. You went onto my channel and you clicked on one of my videos of one of my tarantulas. That was your choice to do so. I never asked you or showed you a video of my tarantula. And you said, it's okay, it's just what my YouTube mod chat is all about. It's called A Bunch of Bastards. So that's just to confirm somebody else on YouTube's story that yes, there is or was a mod chat group called A Bunch of Bastards. And it was alright for you to call me a bastard, but that's not personally the sort of names that I appreciate being called on YouTube, Eileen. So I spoke to you about it, and that's when it all started to deteriorate between Eileen and myself from there. So, as I said, I've seen many people being attacked in your live stream. You try and welcome people onto your live stream, but very soon they become victims of yours being victims and having their souls sucked out of them. One thing that was completely disrespectful that you did was that on the very day that Simon sadly buried his wife, you attacked him, myself, and another member of Simon's channel, a very well-loved member of Simon's channel. You attacked us in the comments because Simon uploaded a video that was similar to yours, but we didn't show our appreciation for your video. We only showed our appreciation for Simon's video. But Simon needed our support then, Eileen. He had just buried his wife. He'd had a couple of drinks, and as Simon likes to do, he shows his opinion on YouTube. He has a couple of drinks, loosens him up a little bit, and he goes live. And he says what he thinks. He is what he is. As Simon says, I am what I am. And we respect that, especially on that day. We were there to support Simon. It wasn't about you, Eileen. That day was about Simon and being there for Simon. So again, that's just another example of the way that you attack people. So bear with me a second. Cool, blimey, I've got a bloody dry mouth. As I said, I'm not used to doing these sort of videos. It's taken me a lot of mental preparation to do this, but I'm just hoping that this gets the message out, as I hope that it does. I really hope that it will resonate with the people that I'm reaching out to, the people that have been affected by this channel, and it will also reach out to you, Eileen, to please wake up and rein your neck in and start acting responsibly as a channel owner. So with Vulnerable Souls on your channel, you've done a lot of triggering with people. You've triggered myself in regards to a live stream that you did going back in April. I did upload a clip of it on my old channel. I'm not going to re-upload it because I believe that we'd actually moved on from that. But the hate in your voice, the tone of your voice towards me was just absolutely hateful. And you just went on and on about how disgusting tarantulas were. But you didn't have to do all that. You just went on the chat because you were gaslighted in the comments by a certain individual. I'm not going to mention that individual's name here. They will all become clear about that individual. But the other individual in question, we have moved on. So this is not about you. You know who I'm talking about. You know, if you watch this video, you'll know I'm speaking to you. We've moved on from that now, and I don't want to go back there. This is not about that. This is just, I'm just using that video, that live chat of hers, that it was just her way of having a rant at me because she thought tarantulas were disgusting, which was her opinion, fair enough. But it did trigger me because she went on to say, what if all of my animals were caught in a fire and they all died in a fire? All them animals, all dead, in Eileen's words. What if she had a fire? All of them animals, all dead. Well, Eileen, that severely triggered me. That is my biggest fear. Many of you will know that I did spend 7 years working in the NHS for the ambulance service on the phones. I used to process and take 999 calls, and very often I would go out with the crews observing. It was part of our CPD, our continuous professional development. We would go out and observe the crews on the road, see what they would do, what they would go to. And yes, unfortunately and tragically, house fires where fatalities were involved did happen when I was there on scene. And when you're seeing this happen and you're seeing the effects of what has happened, and I've seen the paramedic crews that I've been with firefighters, after they've resuscitated people and successfully resuscitated people, they have moved on and they've tried to resuscitate and successfully resuscitate some animals also. And to some people, they're pets, like me. My pets are my world. And if there is just one dog that belongs to, hypothetically, an elderly gentleman who went to bed one night, hypothetically again, his electric sparked, the fire crew managed to get him out, but sadly his dog is trapped in that fire, that man's life is going to be a priority for that fire crew. But if the man survives and his dog doesn't, he's going to be in grief for the rest of his life. And that is in fact one of my biggest fears, because I've seen it happen myself. I wouldn't be so much of a snowflake, if you want to call me a snowflake. Some people do call me a snowflake. They say, oh, you know, I'm suiting it to my own narrative. But I've seen it. I've seen the consequences of what can happen in that. I've actually had professional risk assessments carried out in my house, and the enclosures are situated in places where they can be moved very quickly in the event of a fire. So, Eileen, that's just an example of, again, the way that you trigger people and you don't realise what it is that you're saying. So, again, you trigger many other people for many different reasons, and you don't realise that you're doing it. You affect people with mental health issues. Allegedly, you have caused people to have suicidal thoughts. And you've joked about suicide as well on your channel, which is absolutely not acceptable. There are many of us who have lost loved ones, relatives, friends to suicide. It's not a joking matter, Eileen. You do not say to somebody on a live stream that you are going to go and do this. And the things that I'm going to be saying next, they're not hypothetical stories. They're what I've witnessed in your live chat and listened with your own words coming out of your voice. So there's no cover up, Eileen. There's going to be no Eileen allegedly say this. Eileen did say it. I heard it with my own ears and I saw the chat with my own eyes. So, as I said, you've only got my word for it, but I'm the one facing the camera. Criticise as much as you want, but I trust my gut instinct and I will go with that, and I hope that this resonates with people enough so that they can actually recognise it if it's happening and act accordingly on what is happening. So things that I have seen on your channel, Eileen, is how complacent you are with things such as mental health, considering you have these issues yourself, and apparently you have a lot of memory loss. So I want to now just jog your memory of things that you have said to people, the advice you've given to people as well on your channel that tragically could end in tragic or fatal consequences. You need to wake up and start taking responsibility as a channel owner for what comes out of your own mouth that people in your chat have not said. You've said this with your own mouth. You may have had seen a comment that will say such and such and such, but what is coming out of your mouth adding to that comment that you're reading out is your own words. And I do remember somebody on your channel, and if this person wants to come forward and speak in the comments, they're more than welcome to, because I saw this happen to you, was this person was suffering toothache at the time. And what Eileen advised them to do was to get a morphine tablet and rub it on their gum to get rid of the toothache. But I may be a bit hypervigilant because I've seen bad things happen in 7 years on working with the ambulance service, and I've seen so many things, accidents happen, things that you wouldn't think that would happen, but makes you stop and think of what could happen. So that's what I'm hoping this will do. But what you don't realise, Eileen, is that morphine, you should realise this. If you're on morphine yourself, as you say, morphine is a controlled drug. I'm on morphine myself. I'm on 40 milligrams twice a day for chronic pain that is under control at the moment so that I can work if I wish to. I did help out during COVID lockdown originally with the ambulance service, but now due to circumstances that's no longer in situ, so I've moved on from that, and but I'm still on stable medication and it's under control, so that's fine, but I've still got all my faculties intact. So people are affected differently by different medications, but morphine is a controlled drug, Eileen. It is only prescribed by a doctor, as mine is, and it's not available like that as you can advise people to do. What you may have triggered in somebody is a severe reaction if they're taking other medications. Hypothetically, this is just another example of what could happen. You may have triggered a reaction in somebody on another hypothetical way of thinking. What if there was a recovering addict to an opiate substance, or maybe a heroin addict, and they're actually on the wagon with it and got control of it, and they've actually got relief from that one tablet and gone back off the wagon and gone down in downward spiral. As I said, these may be far-fetched examples, but these are what could happen. And I, as a morphine patient myself, my GP surgery has got a morphine register. So every bit of morphine, whether it's Oromorph, the slow-release tablets that I'm on, the patches, whatever, everything is accounted for. It's got to be signed out. Every patient has to sign for their medications, which I'm sure happens in a lot of other GP surgeries also. But what also happens is the fact that if there are any discrepancies in that prescription, the pharmacist and the surgery can follow up what was supplied to who, and that they are in line with their repeat medication as it should be on a repeat medication for many patients. But anyway, that's just going off the subject slightly. Bring myself back in check. But no, Eileen, you don't advise somebody to rub a morphine tablet on their gum. You're not qualified to give that advice. And if somebody had done that, and this person had then gone to their dentist and said, "Oh, I was on a YouTube channel last night, yesterday afternoon. You know what this person said? They said I should rub a morphine tablet on my gum." That dentist is not going to be impressed, and that dentist is well within his legal rights to prosecute the certain individuals in question. So again, I hope that this will resonate with you for that reason, Eileen. Other things that I've seen is how complacent you are with, again, the mental health, the suicide thing. Yeah, I remember you saying on your channel one afternoon that nobody would know if you'd passed away. Stephen wouldn't think to go on and let your channel know that you had passed away. Then you started talking about how you were feeling that day, and then you started saying about other symptoms that you had, and then you started saying about, oh well, it could be sepsis, it could be septicemia, and you actually said, oh well, if I don't wake up tomorrow, I know what's happened to me, you'll know what's happened to me. I died of septicemia. That is not a joke, Eileen. As of January this year, 1 in 5 deaths worldwide are caused by sepsis. So it's not a joke. That severely triggered me, as I know the story of a beautiful young lady who is now thankfully in full remission from Hodgkin's lymphoma. Hodgkin's lymphoma. She's in full remission. She's had a transplant. But during the second time that she was diagnosed, she actually had sepsis as well, and she very nearly lost her life. So this did rattle my cage quite a bit hearing that. This lady, as this beautiful young lady, she's struggled for the last few years overcoming this horrific disease, and I'm so happy to say she's in full remission at the moment, and we've got everything crossed for her. So going on the positive side, I'm going to leave it there on a positive note, hopefully, and just say, Eileen, please start taking responsibility for what comes out of your mouth. It's not just the people on your channel. Yes, they do incite things. I know that you invited me into your channel last week, was it, I believe, so that you could explain to me something about one of your chickens. 2 seconds. But I do remember quite clearly you actually saying to me that I needed to go and attack another person, or go and speak to another person because that person also keeps a collar on their chicken. Well, I can quite honestly say, Eileen, that until I released my videos recently of yourself, I've not had any contact with this person since January this year. So just have a think about that. I've not had any contact with her since January this year. So I don't watch her channel, or not until lately, after she came and spoke up about the collar situation on my channel. I went over to her channel and I had a look at the videos, and I can honestly say I myself have never witnessed a collar on any of this person's chickens. So I've got no reason to go and attack this person, or as you were trying to incite me to do. I've got no reason to. And not only that, I've got enough respect of this person to know that they are fully educated anyway and fully knowledgeable about what happens to their animals. I've got no reason to go and say to this person about something that I've never seen. And I can honestly say that I've never seen any collar on this person's chickens. I only went into your live chat to tell you to take the collar off your chicken because you were saying that it's not working. You were considering tightening the collar at the time because you already had it in situ. It actually works by restricting the airflow to the vocal cords, but ultimately, had it not been fitted correctly, you could have ended up actually killing that poor little chicken. So as I said to you, I will stand up when it comes to animal rights and the 5 freedoms. I've got no issue in standing up for something that I see as right. So by all means, you're welcome to have your say on this, Eileen. And please, this is not a hate video. This is not a drama video. This is simply just to get the truth out there. The circle only has one side, and it's about time a certain side was shown for what it is. But as I said, I wanted to get it done in one fell swoop. I hope that I've covered everything I wanted to do. I even made notes just to make sure that I didn't leave anything out, because I don't want to come back here again and have to address things. So I'm hoping that this actually clears it up for many people. It's not just the bullying and the incitement of hate, the lies. It's also the way that you're putting information out there that can influence people that could end up with tragic consequences, that I'm sure that you will never forgive yourself for, Eileen, for the rest of your life. So on that note, thank you if you've listened to the end. I'm going to put certain links below to the channels that I support. And yeah, in future, Eileen, just get your facts straight before you attack people, because in regards to John, I've been in contact with him lately, and he's really not a well man. He's really not a well man, but he's done me a massive favour. We recently rescued about 20 tarantulas from a friend of mine who is suffering really ill health at the moment, and in one of those collections was a tarantula in question that John was after, but it's not a species of tarantula that we keep. So John has now taken it on, and it's got a fantastic new home with John, and that's his own little stumpy. He's only got 7 legs at the moment, but should fully regenerate within 3 months to have all 8 legs back again. So he didn't ask me to do it. I just got in contact with him and said, are you up to take on a tarantula that you wanted? And happy days. It's just one of those things that happens. So yeah, I'm going to put all the links to the channels that I support. I hope that you listen to this, Eileen. There's no need to go live and say, Sophie's done a video, oh, it's nothing but hate, drama, No, I'm telling you, you are one day are going to cost somebody their life, and it's about time that you woke up and realised that you're doing it. So thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you have a very good evening. It's going to be a busy week for me, going back and forth to the hospital with my partner. So I'm not going to have time to really reply to many comments. I'm not ignoring you. I've just got a lot of time, not a lot of time this week between driving to hospitals and things. So by all means, have your say if you wish to come forward, because you can clarify anything that I've said, or you can actually, it's resonated with you to the fact that you felt that it's happened to you. You're more than welcome to have your say down below. But it's not that we want you off YouTube, Eileen. We just want you to wake up and start taking responsibility for your actions. So, thank you for listening, everybody. Namaste. This has been the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So please help me, God. Good night, everyone.